What up, though? It is Spotlight Wednesday. Today, I feel like we got a special guest. So I'm gonna bring her on. I'm here. Yours truly, Drake Swift, Tori Savage, Kitty, Alex, Sportsmouth. So let me bring the special guest. And what we're bringing her on is because of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let me bring her on. Let me bring her on the screen. Hi, Marie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hi, Marie.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, we hear you.
Can you hear us okay?
Yes, thanks.
Great. Thanks
how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks.
Awesome.
How's the weather? You're up in Michigan, right? You know, I text you, but guess what? I fat fingered. So I put, I think I texted Tori and I told her that
he fat fingered it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just like we thought, right, Marie? I was like, he's a guy. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
So it's cool, right?
Right?
If you don't text me, like if you screenshot to me, I'm probably gonna fuck it up. You know.
That's okay. I told her we were going on at 5:30. She's like, wait, where are you? I was like, oh crap, I forgot you're not here. Right. 8:30 your time. We're gonna get it together.
1381 instead of 1281. And that person that I text probably was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So hey, maybe we got another follower. That's all right. Yeah. Maybe they're watching right now. Thank you.
Right? Or they're really scared because they think something's wrong with their breasts.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're like, I don't know what this text was about, but
no even reply. I mean,
right. No even reply.
Okay. There it is.
Anyway, so there it is.
Yeah, there it is. So, welcome to the show. You're on Spotlight Wednesday. We usually just kind of usually spotlights a person or we talk about other things. But I know why you're on the show, so we want to pay tribute to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is in October. A lot of things are in October. But Tori told me a little bit, and I hurried up and Googled it because I've never heard what it was, right? Because I'm a guy, and I don't know if guys get that stuff. So, but I know guys can get breast cancer. I've heard about it. So tell me a little bit what the BRCA is. And I believe that's what you have.
Yes. So I have the BRCA1 mutation. There's also a BRCA2 mutation. It's slightly different. Basically everybody has a gene called BRCA. And what it does is it identifies rogue cells. Like everybody's got cancer cells in their body all the time. And your body system is like, oh, that one's not good. We're going to pull that one out and get rid of it, that kind of thing. So when you have the mutations, your body doesn't recognize them. They're like, you're cool, you can stay, right? So unfortunately, it deals with hormonal, like breast and ovarian. And if you're a man, breast also, but not pancreatic, prostate. So it does affect men. A lot of people are like, oh, it's cool. You know, there's no women in my family who have breast cancer, but you know, like my uncle had prostate cancer and he died when he was like 45. You know, that's a big red flag, especially the younger people. Getting it before you're 50 or dying or of more than one cancer, that kind of thing. That's what happened to my grandma, but it was before the gene was found out.
Right. Identified.
Right. So anybody who has a family history potentially should get checked out. In my case, my aunt was checked out and was positive, but my mom didn't get checked out. So I didn't have a first degree relative. Like the doctor was like, well, we won't pay for the test unless you have like your mom or your brother or, you know, somebody first degree. So I went on a website called color.com. It's a genetic lab that instead of like the $3,000 it was going to cost me through my doctor's office to get the test, it cost me like $250. Wow. And that was way worth it. Nice. So I took the test through there. Yep. And I actually did retest. I went to Karmanos Cancer Institute in Detroit and got retested, and it was still positive, obviously. But it was something that I sort of knew about in my family. But then I was like, guess what, Mom?
Right.
if I have it, then you have it, you know? So
Yeah, she passed that.
she
What
actually,
was? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
That's
what was
okay.
that? Can you repeat that website again? Because that's a free gem
Yeah.
right there for everybody
it
that
was
you went to.
Color, COLOR.com. It's a genetic testing lab, and their tests are way less money if you don't have a first degree relative. Maybe you have other people in your family, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, kind of thing, or maybe you're adopted, or you don't know your family history,
Right.
because that's a big deal too. Something like
Huge.
23andMe will identify BRCA, but only if you are an Ashkenazi Jewish, because
Which,
they have
when you told me that, I'm like, that's odd.
yeah, they actually a normal person, like it's like 400 to, I'm sorry, 1 out of 400 people have the BRCA gene mutation, but if you're an Ashkenazi Jewish person, it's 1 out of 40, so it's way higher. So they will identify that in a 23andMe, but not if you're. So I'm not Ashkenazi Jewish, so if I took the 23andMe, it wouldn't tell me that I had BRCA. So that's something that's. Like some people are like, oh, I took it and the 23andMe and said I didn't have it, but it's not a full test.
Right.
Something most people won't recognize, or
Right.
But that's huge, and it's very important, obviously.
Yeah, and a lot of men don't realize that they can get breast cancer, and a lot of men don't realize that even if it's a genetic cancer that deals with hormonal stuff, and a lot of women obviously get it, that they can get breast cancer, they can pass it on to their children. It's a 50-50 kind of thing. They can also get prostate cancer. There's also other things like skin cancer, melanoma, and pancreatic cancer, but they don't know what the percentage of that is, because people were dying so much from breast cancer before, or ovarian cancer, that they weren't even living to get the melanoma or the pancreatic cancer. So they're like, it's greater than 1%. They were like, we don't know.
Right.
So there's a lot more studies going on.
And I've read about that, like the men, like most like articles or whatever I found on men. I looked it up. I started looking it up because I was on Twitter and I seen a woman share a tweet and just say, let's not forget about the men. And I didn't want to talk about it on the show, just out of my personal opinion, even though I know it matters. I just didn't want to come off, since it's breast cancer, for the women, it's not just for women, but you know what I mean? It's
right.
There's a line, but it's okay to cross it. I just didn't, me personally, I just want to be real careful.
If you're not educated on it, you don't want to misspeak. But I think that's why we have you on today, because we're not educated on it. But we all know somebody who has had some sort of either cancer or genetic mutation of some sort, even if it wasn't cancer. And the more knowledge and awareness we can spread, the more lives that we can hopefully save, prevent, and extend and prolong. So
absolutely. And people of color, they have a way greater risk. They don't for some reason, for whatever reason it could be, have the education about the symptoms. So a lot of times when they find it, it's too late, and it's too far gone. And unfortunately, so many people of color die of cancers, and especially breast cancer, women with breast cancer, that it's just like the numbers are just crazy different. I don't have them in front of me, but I just know, seeing, being in the groups
and that's so sad, because our Black and brown sisters and brothers are not being educated properly, whether it's because of the where they live, or entitlement, white privilege, and it is what it is.
No insurance,
insurance, and doctors not wanting to treat them like they would, light-skinned people and white people. So it's definitely an epidemic for them as well. When you say, to put this, when you say 1 in 400, my son had a genetic mutation.
Breaking up, Tori. We lose you. So watch roboting. I did put that in the feed, color. It was color.com, so it was pretty easy to find.
Awesome, yeah.
And also, I got a question about the bureaucracy, or the thing with the insurance. Was that something that you tried to fight a little bit? Because I know a lot of times when you have an HMO or a PPO, the insurance want to kind of like, that doesn't cover that. That doesn't cover that, or
Right.
you know what I mean. So were you fighting with them, trying to say, look, I possibly could have this, and you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to do
yes.
Is it pre-care? Is that what it's called?
Preventative. Yes, preventative. Yeah.
So preventative care, and you're not working with me. Why? You know what I mean?
Hi. Yeah. So because I have this history where my grandma died of breast and ovarian cancer, and my aunt was positive, I started getting mammograms when I was 30, just because I was like, I don't know, I might as well start, have a baseline of what is normal for me, even if I'm young. So they had me write down that information when I had my first mammogram, and I thought I was going to get a phone call, and I didn't get anything. So then I kind of put it off. I felt like I was kind of young. I was still like, my kids were babies, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then my OBGYN was like, you should do something about it. Like, you should call and, you should try to have the test. So I called them up, the insurance company, and they're like, sorry, you don't have a first degree relative. You don't. And I'm like, but my aunt and my grandma, and, actually my dad, this is not my mutation side, but my dad died from kidney cancer when he was only 43. It's not related, but I still have a huge history of cancer on both sides. And they were like, sorry, we just don't do that. And so I put it on the back burner for a little while. And I was a little nervous about it. And then I found out that at the same time that this was happening, that the government said, the Supreme Court said, everybody has this gene. You just have the mutation, right? So everybody has this gene, and you can't have a patent on a test for a gene that everybody has. So the one company, which I can't think of the name of it, I'm sorry. The one company that had the patent on the test that it costs so much was they weren't able to have the monopoly on it anymore. So other companies were able to develop their own tests and do them without doctors. And, you just send in the spit sample and that kind of stuff. So they kind of went around the insurance company, and it kind of happened at the same time. And I was like, okay, so it was kind of meant to be, kind of one of those things you're like, oh, this is happening right at the same time. So when I decided to get retested, when I went into Karmanos and got retested and talked to a genetic counselor, that was all covered. It was all completely covered. And actually my mastectomy, which is complete removal of all my breast tissue, my reconstruction, which is I have implants, and then anything else related to that, and then my hysterectomy were all covered except for like my deductibles. So there is that, like, if you decide to get a preventative mastectomy, all of that is covered under like US law. They have to cover it.
Wow, that's good to know.
Because of what Congress did, or the Supreme Court, or whatever.
Yeah. And it is good because there's lots of different options. Different people choose. Some people chose to go flat. My mom decided to go flat, so she had everything removed. I was able to keep my nipples, and I have implants. Some people have a thing called a flap, where they take another, like a muscle from their back or their butt or their abdomen, and they like make the shape of a breast. So there's actually different options.
Wow.
But all of that, whatever you choose, is covered. So
I got a question about
that's good to know.
the implant. Did you have any complications? I have a buddy that his wife had cancer. She's had nothing but problems with the leakage, infections. Did you have any of that?
I personally did not. My aunt, who is my mom's sister, has the same mutation. She had all sorts of problems. She started off with implants and ended up with one implant and one flap. Her skin just wasn't like strong enough. It kept sort of opening up, and it wasn't healing properly. She ended up losing her nipples. They just kind of died, which I didn't know was a thing.
Like
necrosis.
Necrosis.
I had an amazing team at Karmanos. I had this wonderful doctor to do the breast surgery. And then I had one of the top plastic surgeons who doesn't do like facelifts. He does like like reconstructive, plastic surgeons. I had 6 drains. I had three on each side drains, which was really difficult. But I believe that all of the time that I took doing nothing really helped me not get an infection. And then the care process there, the care there was really amazing. And I really felt like if I had one little issue, like I started getting a little fluid and I was worried about an infection, and they were like, come right in, let's do something about it. So
when they I'm sorry to interrupt you, when they gave you the implants, did they suggest a certain type, like saline, silicone? Do you have to do a certain type of implant, or does that matter?
The plastic surgeon recommended a type for me. He gave me some options, and then sort of said, this is what I think based on my expertise,
your profile,
and my profile, and like I'm very broad shouldered, so I have a larger implant, and so I have one that's it's called a gummy bear, but it's not the teardrop shaped one. So the teardrop shaped ones, I have implants, so I'm kind of familiar with that. Yeah.
So, but I have a high profile, so I didn't know, like, being that you had the breast tissue removed, do they have to have a certain shape, or I'm broad too, so I had to have something wider myself, but I just didn't know, like, with that, that's all the breast tissue is removed, correct?
Right. So I don't know how many cc's you have, but I have like 600 cc's, which is insane for a regular person.
I have 565, but I'm trying to go bigger. I'm like, fuck it.
I mean, that's your choice.
I want like 850 to 1,000, whatever.
That's your choice. So, but I don't have a high profile, I have a mid profile.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little more, for me, it looks a little more natural. It has a little
bit of a droop without being like a droop. So did you have to go under the muscle or over the muscle? Did that matter as well, being that they removed your breast tissue?
Yes. So a lot of doctors still go under the muscle. My doctor, like I said, he's like top doc. What they do is actually use cadaver tissue to make a pocket, and then they sit the implant in the pocket.
Because yours was removed.
But so I'm over the muscle, so it looks more natural. Yeah,
so mine's over the muscle too. I just wondered if, because they took that, like, what's the buffer between the skin and your pocket. So you just answered that question for me.
Yeah, I do have some sensitivity on the top, like the pole here. Just not always, but a little bit. Just because there's nothing there but skin. So, there's all that stuff to think about when you're deciding to get a mastectomy. It's a big deal.
Huge.
It's like, what choice am I going to make? And like I said, the doctor sort of guided me. Mine are, like I said, gummy bear, but a lot of the ones were like anatomical shape like this, but right at the same time that I got my my implants, they found out that could cause a kind of lymphoma, the ones that were textured. So they had a texture so they didn't flip.
Right.
And the doctor was like, look, the chance is really small, but you did all this work to try not to get cancer. So I'm going to say don't do that.
Yeah, makes sense. Like, why risk that?
Preventative care. What is it? Did they ever give you a percentage and say, hey, this is what your percentage is now that you've done all this preventive care?
Yeah. So I had an 87% chance of getting breast cancer over my lifetime. Ooh. That's insane. So, like I said, my grandma died at 59 from breast cancer. She got it when I was 7, and then by the time she died, she also had ovarian cancer. So she had 2 primary cancers, which is
just that alone. Just that alone, right there is like.
So with that happening, they could not possibly get every single cell of my breast tissue. Right. I had breast tissue on my rib cage, like below my breasts. So like they got as much as they think they could get. So I have about the same as a normal person without the BRCA gene now, which is about approximately 6%. The other thing is I had a preventative hysterectomy. They call I had a complete hysterectomy, but they recommend something called an oophorectomy, which is your ovaries and your fallopian tubes. I had about a 40% chance of getting ovarian
Whew.
cancer. And the problem with ovarian cancer is that it's silent. By the time you have any symptoms,
Scarier.
you're already stage 3, and a lot of times you don't survive it. It's
That is
So you
the mortality rate is huge.
How do you detect for that? If
There
if
isn't
it's
a good test
silent?
either.
Right.
There isn't a test. There's one blood test that it's called the CA125, and they do occasionally still recommend it because it can't hurt, but it's not a great marker. It only like tests your inflammation. So if you have other inflammatory problems,
it's going to detect it.
right, it's going to detect that and not necessarily something from
You had a full hysterectomy, no eggs, nothing there. Oh, everything's gone.
Yeah, everything's gone. I have 3 kids, so I'm done.
Right?
God
Take
bless
it, dump it. Man, and I'm over here. Man, my anxiety's high. I'm like, how do I get tested for this stuff?
Right. I mean, and it also depends, if you have family history, then it's something you talk about. You talk to your mom, you talk to your grandma, you talk,
Right.
and you just look through and see, like, is this kind of a pattern coming through, or
Right.
I do have an aunt on my
Do
dad's side who had,
research.
yes, I have an aunt on my dad's
Definitely.
side who had breast cancer, but she doesn't have the gene, so it's
Okay.
completely unrelated. So it could just be that, but
So
That's where
I
it
have a
starts.
question.
That's where the
Yeah.
search starts.
yeah,
I would
absolutely.
say.
I have a question, and I don't know if it's personal or
No,
too
go ahead.
personal. So having the hysterectomy, I had a girlfriend who had to have one very young, and she told me the crazy hormones and all the things that happened to her body after. She said it like just like the most craziest stuff she's telling me, and every day is different. And so can you talk a little bit about that, or did you have any of that experience?
Yeah. So when I woke up from the surgery, which was laparoscopic, they just poked a couple of holes in my belly, and then
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
It didn't.
Oh.
I mean, I had a really easy recovery. It wasn't hardly
He
any
said,
trouble. Yep.
Sucked it out. Okay.
So my doctor came in and she says,
Fancy.
"So what are you feeling? Are you feeling hot flashes? Are you feeling uncomfortable? Like what are you feeling right now?" And I was like, am I supposed to be feeling something? So
Right?
luckily for me, I don't have any major symptoms. I have some very random, usually at night, a little bit of hot flashes.
Little personal summer. I call that a personal summer. I'm like, oh shit, I'm having a personal summer over here. Like,
I've noticed a little bit of joint pain sometimes. A little bit of mood swingy stuff, which I've always been very calm, like even like hormonally, I wasn't ever like crazy PMS
crazy.
kind of thing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So for me, I just take a supplement because hormone replacement therapy, or HRT, is something that a lot of women who are in menopause take. And they actually just changed the recommendation for women who have had mastectomies. So before it was like, no way, it's all hormone related. You're going to get breast cancer. You can't take it. And they just changed it recently for women who've had mastectomies. They're like, it's okay. We think it's all right for you to take it because you've already had your breasts removed. So we don't think it's going to be that much of a deal. I chose just to kind of stay on the safe side, and I just take like kind of an over-the-counter like supplement, and that helps me, and that's okay. I don't feel the need for HRT. I also hear that since I'm only 40 now, I had the surgery 2 years ago. That
so young.
Yeah. So I heard that sometimes when you're supposed to get menopause, like maybe when I'm 50 or 55, that maybe I'll have stronger symptoms, and then maybe I'll think about HRT at that point, or at least maybe a little bit just to get me through the symptoms. But that's kind of far down the road. So, then I'll make the choice. I figure, like, to me, I'm like, I'll take hot flashes and, some skin stuff and a little bit of, a couple of issues rather than ovarian cancer. So that was like the trade-off. Didn't make, was completely
no-brainer.
Right, no-brainer. That's what I was trying to
Yes, no-brainer. Before my internet cut out because it doesn't want me to be great today. What I was saying was the 1 in 400. I was thinking about this when somebody had explained to me about genetic mutation. 1 in 400. Think about it. You've got a couple hundred people that live on your street, right? So if it's 1 in 40, it's literally like every couple houses. If you think of it that way, 1 in 400, it's several people on your block.
Yeah.
So to think that's just mind blowing that there's several people on your block at 87%, you said?
Yeah, that was for me. It's a little bit less with BRCA too. I'm not sure of the numbers because I'm not BRCA too, so I'm not sure of those numbers.
Right. But still,
yeah, it's a little bit less. It's a little different. Like some of the ratios are just are slightly different with BRCA too. But I mean, it's still just as serious. It's just like you have more chance of getting melanoma, and then a little bit less chance of getting pancreatic. Kind of it just. Either way, and I might have that wrong, so not a doctor.
Right. Yeah, no quotes.
Just your point of view, right?
No, but you are an expert because you've been through this. And honestly, in my experience and history of learning and all that, it's best for the people who have been through it. We know more than the doctors know most of the time. They learn from us, right? I'm sure they've learned quite a bit even from you. So yeah.
I had a really great team, like I said, so I felt really confident in them. But I talked to a lot of people who are like, my doctor didn't know anything about this, and they're not up on, like the current recommendations.
It's crazy,
which change all the
it?
time. And I'm like, you probably should find somebody who's like, who knows, a
right.
genetic doctor. So.
Well, Marie, we want to thank you for coming on. I want to play this video real quick. It's definitely because of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I definitely appreciate you coming on, especially late notice. Fat fingered it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And do even more. We have some ground to make up, but we're not looking back. We're moving forward together and asking the questions that will help us get there. Where might we go if every woman had access to the care and screening she needs? What might the future look like with more education, more screening, more health equity? How might the story change if we all gave a little of our time, our resources, our energy? Together we rise. It's time to rally in screening everyone. It's time to rally in serving everyone. It's time to rally in supporting everyone.
That's their latest promo, so I just wanted to play it for you, and I definitely appreciate you coming on.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Marie, if there's any other important things that you feel that our listeners and viewers need to know and you want to come back and hang out with us again and educate us, please come back. Just slide my DMs and let me know. Let me know you want to come back on, and if you can think of it, or you just want to hang out with us or call in, please.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me and letting me chat at you.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
So that was awesome. I'm sorry, Tori. I know you screenshotted it. I'm like,
it's okay.
I was.
He's a professional. We figured it out.
I gotta be honest with you. Yesterday,
but man, wait, I need to absorb that real quick. Crazy, no? Like 1 in 400?
Yeah.
1 in 40? Whew. Colors.com, she said, right?
I posted in the thing.
For the genetic testing. Yeah, that now I'm like, okay, I need to start asking questions about other people in my family, because it's men too. We need to be more proactive with our health.
That's why I go to my checkups like 3 times a year. I don't play around, because I know the only thing that I really had to worry about was high blood pressure. My father has it, my mother, it just runs in the family. Like I know certain things that run in the family, but even I was like, okay, so that means I might live a long time.
Yeah,
I might live to.
We have longevity. The women in my family
live to 75, like my father did, or longer. So
that ovarian.
I've always kept up on stuff like that. Done my research, and I looked it up. Like I said, at the beginning of this month, I looked up the men thing. It pretty much said 1%. Then it didn't say 1 out of nothing.
But like she said,
they
didn't really know, because sometimes they got the other cancer and it didn't have time to progress. So the whole ovarian thing scares the shit out of me, because it's deadly, and I'm always
they do talk about it a lot more now. I mean, you see the commercials for ovarian cancer, and they have things, but does it work? stuff like that. But
that's amazing that she was able to have those preventative surgeries though, and lowered her percentage so drastically.
Right. And I like I said, my father, he had a number of complications before he passed, but that was one of them. So they had already did the trachea.
The trach.
And then they found out afterwards that the cancer was in there. I don't know what stage it was at. No, I don't, but eventually that was going to get him. So that's why I
feel like I want to go on there and
that's
just
why,
have some
I do
genetic
my research
testing
a lot
done
more
anyways. I wonder if we could do that.
I think you
might
can.
look into something. Yeah. I'm a preventative kind of person. So
like I said, I fat fingered. I got the booster last night when I sent it to you guys, and I felt fine all day yesterday when I got it, and then this morning I felt fine. I was a little tired. Well, I got the COVID arm, but around 2:30 I started feeling really tired. I feel like getting
you're drained, huh?
Like I was getting fever, and I was like I was tired. And then you text me that number, and I was like, damn, did I text the right number? And then my crown that keeps falling out, like it's the same crown. I'm like, what? Why these guys can't get shit right? So I was a little aggravated because I was like, damn. So now
you need to go to a new dentist.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I want them to
give them like a couple chances.
I want to have them put it back in because I paid for it, right?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So,
how many times has it fallen out?
This is the second time.
Oh hell.
Yeah.
A little sketch.
Little asses.
Little sketch.
So
Alex know how to put it. Alex, get the putty. I got the cock. I get the cock.
The what?
The cock. The cock.
I don't even know.
The cock.
The cock gun.
Look at the cock. Get the cock gun.
Cock gun.
You want white or gray cock? Put some gum.
Stick it in there with some gum.
Gum, yeah, put some gum on it. I should use some Gorilla Glue.
Ooh, I got some.
Gorilla Glue. Get them to sponsor the show.
Mm-hmm.
Gorilla Glue.
We're making a little money off that. You can make the paper with that one.
You remember the super glue commercial where the guy would submit
on the hat,
put on the hat, and then it was a construction worker.
Yeah.
So strong.
And his legs would be outward. Wasn't that a picture on the bottle or something?
I don't know. So strong enough to get hold of the guy dangling.
Yeah, that was their logo.
Yeah, that was their logo.
Yeah, it was green.
Don't try that. No, nobody. Don't. And we didn't tell you to try it.
Don't put no super glue in my mouth.
No, don't.
Go see your dentist.
What'd you say?
I bet you. My cheek might be.
Go see your dentist. Go see your dentist that does a terrible job. Don't put that in your mouth.
Right.
Or suspend yourself from a bridge with the glue. Nope.
Well, that'd be funny, wouldn't it?
I guess. I suppose.
That'd be funny. Glue my fucking side of my cheek. You know? Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got some glue for you. This is what we're doing. I got you.
Glue for me?
What the fuck was that?
That was an ad.
Oh.
So since we're talking about nothing right now.
Okay.
And before I maybe forget towards the end of the show, I want to give some love, send some love, thoughts, and prayers to a good friend of the show and supporter, Yoli. And she typed something on there earlier. Her father just had just is recovering from surgery. They found some cancer. I don't know the actual details, but they found it ahead of time, and so he's in recovery. So just wanted to send her some love, prayers, thoughts, and to anybody else that that beat breast cancer or any type of cancer that is still fighting it or in the early stages of it. Just
and those in remission.
Thank you for getting was Marie on here because we I'm glad we got somebody on before the end.
I'm trying to get one more. I'm trying to get one more friend of mine, a high school friend. She responded, but she actually has, well, she just had another surgery and hopeful that they removed it all.
Right.
So, but she had breast cancer and she responded. So we're trying to see if maybe we can get her on, even if it's, you know, after October, we'd still like to have her on there. But yeah, prayers and thoughts and lots of love and healing light and energy and all the good healing vibes go out to Yoli and her dad and her entire family. For sure. Stay strong. And man, I'm glad that they caught what they did, and hopefully it's all gone and he'll be in remission and have a speedy recovery and be back to new.
Yeah, definitely.
For
First
sure.
off. So this was I was trying to find, of course. I couldn't find it quick enough. You know, I am quick with certain things. I'm trying to.
Oh hell no!
Oh
my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Everybody okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Shut the fuck up, bro. Break down the door and pummel your ass. No, I'm fine. Everything. I just fell out of bed. Okay, good night then. Night. See you in the morning.
This is the
Wrong one. Oh my god, it's so funny. Oh fuck.
Then you got the
Michael Jackson.
You got the captions on and shit. What the hell?
He did too.
That's okay, leave them on there.
Yeah. But that would be me gluing my tooth to my cheek and I'd be like, fuck. I can't fucking, you know.
That's funny. Please don't.
Don't do that.
Unless you're gonna videotape that.
That'd be definitely something that have to be glue.
Right.
Have some glue, have some fucking what the fuck is it called? KY jelly next to it, and I pick the glue and I'm like glued to my fucking nut sacks. What the fuck?
That would hurt.
Yeah, you heard him rip.
So soft there and thin.
You heard him rip.
That would hurt so bad if you got glue on your nut sack.
Right.
What would you do? How embarrassing would that be?
Yeah, because then he got
911 really fast, and that's
real motherfucking quick.
He's glued to his nutsack, right? And then he's glued to the porno that he just watched. So he's got both. Fucking, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's
that's worse than getting something lodged up there, I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I had to call 911 one time because I got my dick stuck in a shampoo bottle. So there you go.
Well, you hear about people having like malfunctions with, you know, like sex toys and stuff. So isn't that? But a shampoo bottle's not a sex toy. Like, I think that those things are probably a little more embarrassing because those aren't things that you're really supposed to put down there.
Right.
So I've had some mishaps with some sex toys, but I ain't never had to call no.
So you're not supposed to put your pecker in a shampoo bottle?
Shampoo bottle is only like this fucking big. What do you do?
When you're like fucking 10, you're like, wait a minute.
When you're like 10, I forgot. We're done. Fuck, what kids don't do that.
I did. I was like,
go get a grapefruit.
Do not try this at home, kids.
I'm gonna need you to go hollow out an orange or something. It's citrus, but it might burn a little, but you'll be fine. You stick it in at your apple pie or something. Don't let it be a hot apple pie though. Let it cool off. Don't stick it in that shampoo bottle. All right, we're giving way too many dangerous ass suggestions today. Move to the next topic.
Wait a minute. So right here.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. What are you over there watching a movie or something? What are you
watching?
No.
What's going on?
Got me looking at my watch again. I'm not even wearing one.
Oh my god.
This was
let's go, Alex.
Oh, there we go. Damn, early.
It made me. They said I got my dick stuck in a shampoo bottle.
Sunday night at the Apollo and shit.
You had to go to
someone to yank me.
You had to go to emergency, try to cut it off. So it has happened.
Yeah. Anyways.
I don't know. Maybe you're talking really, really cringy with all of this private areas stuff. So.
You're making Alex blush.
Yeah, I'm
Stop.
like, no, I'm not blushing. I'm just like, I'm tightening up over here because
You got your butthole tightening. Stop.
Your butt cheeks up, ready for the insert.
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? I think we need some. I think that booster shot is. It's affecting something that's going on. It's they're touching. They're not should be. It shouldn't be right now.
We'll jump into the show. Accused gunman in Boise. So there was another mall shooting the other day.
I'm not laughing at the story. I'm sorry.
They caught him and he got wounded and he didn't survive. So
of course not. They never survive.
They didn't make that. You know, I saw a brief.
Right? They never fucking survive to be punished.
Right.
Out in the blaze of glory.
Right.
Fucking blaze of stupidness. So ridiculous.
I saw that story.
He got what he deserved, I guess. I'll say.
And I'd be trying to keep that motherfucker alive as much as possible. Torture the shit out of him.
Torture the shit out of him.
Usually they kill themselves, so.
Right. So Kennedy's kin and JFK assassinations buffs irk as Biden prolongs the 50-year secrecy citing the pandemic. Trump delayed the release of key files of 3.5 years. Biden said activists couldn't meet the Tuesday deadline. So 3 years ago, you know, they were supposed to release who actually did it, and they still haven't released it. What do you think is the reason why they want to just not tell? All these people that were involved in this are gone, right? So what is the purpose of holding this secret in the National Archives? They're saying it's COVID related. That's the reason why they're not going to release it.
Do you believe that?
No, I think they think they want to just keep this in wraps. You know what I mean? Like I've been waiting for it myself because I'm curious who the fuck killed him. You know what I mean? Was it more than one gunman? Of course it was. You know what I mean? The whole magic bullet theory, all that bullshit. You know, it was more than one person. So I was definitely interested. You know, when I know it came up 3 years ago that they were going to release it from the National Archives. But Trump said no, and now Biden say no. So I guess we're gonna have to keep waiting to find out who really killed Kennedy.
So I'm confused though why they said it's because of COVID.
They just said that they didn't meet the net.
Too much going on.
Yeah, it says it just didn't. Yeah, too much with it going on. They couldn't meet the Tuesday deadline. So in the spring of 2018, this tells you about Trump. The new deadline Tuesday, but the historians had conspiracy buffs. We'll have to keep waiting and see. Some aren't happy, including Kennedy's kin. Last Friday, the White House issued a memorandum declaring the deadline will not be met because of delays related to COVID. That's what they're saying.
Oh, COVID delays made them not meet the deadline. That's a crock of shit.
To release. Okay. I mean, are you curious who killed Kennedy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think I want to know. I think my parents want to know. You know what I mean?
I was just gonna say, I think the older generation definitely wants to know. I was their president.
But let's say they do, and they find out that the government was behind it, and they release that. Don't you think people would get another bad taste of the government, of what's going on?
I think it would just solidify and co-sign on the bad taste they already have.
Yeah.
I think it's owed to them, though. I don't think that it should be swept under the rug. I think it's definitely something that needs to be told.
So I'll tell you a story. My parents were, this happened November 22nd, 1963. Of course, I wasn't born, but my sister was, my oldest sister. So my parents were supposed to get married that day. They couldn't because of the assassination. So they had to wait another 13 days. They waited 2 more weeks. So they got married December 5th, 1963, but they were supposed to get married. They were in line to get married, and they told them they couldn't get married because of the assassination. And you got to remember, my mom was a young girl. She was only 15. So, you know, it was devastating for her. You know what I mean? Like, you know, she was a big John F. Kennedy fan. She had a family already. You know what I'm saying? So, she was pretty broken up. My mom said
how old was your mom?
15, 63.
So when did she have her first child?
when she was 16.
Oh,
She was pregnant at the time.
okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they didn't get married, and they got married on December 5th. So about 2 weeks later, but they couldn't get
Okay.
married. Detroit would not marry them on that day. They told them they had to go away because the president just got shot.
Yeah, they closed everything down
Yeah.
in observance of that.
Yeah. So kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
A small but vocal minority workers are choosing to fire instead of vaccine. Say no to forced vaccines. So there's been a bunch of stories all over the country now. Thousands and thousands of workers are getting fired. So instead of saying religion or health reasons, they're deciding to just not get vaccinated, and the companies are forced to fire them. So a lot of people are. I just was talking to a buddy of mine that works for Cox Cable, and he says that they're firing a lot of people. They're giving them a chance to get the extent, either to say religion or health, and a lot of them are just saying, "Nah, I'm just going to get fired." So
Really?
yeah, a lot of people are just they don't want to get vaccinated. They'd just rather just.
So are they considered heroes too, like Kyrie Irving, or
No.
you know, do they think they're considered heroes or some shit?
No,
too?
and they're not getting paid $17 million.
You know,
Home.
right?
Exactly.
Either way.
So do you think
Ridiculous either way?
that's so? I know we've talked about it off.
Do they get employment if they get fired that way?
What'd you say?
So when you get fired, you can collect unemployment. Are they able to collect unemployment if they get fired that way? Do you know?
There's a wait period when you get fired for you to collect unemployment, but I think they're still eligible. So
but
I know.
But what I'm saying is, because it was insubordination, they're being fired, right?
I think you're still eligible.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a waiting period.
Okay.
But we talked off air. I mean, and I know I say it's bullshit that you either say, "Hey, I found God," and God tells me I can't do it. I mean, Alex, what's your thoughts? Would you, if they say it's a forced vaccination, let's say you're at Ford and it's a forced vaccination, are you going to just say, "Hey, you know what? It's against my religion"? Are you going to put in one of those things? You feel like you're kind of as a sleazeball?
I'm already vaccinated, so if I wasn't vaccinated,
I'm giving you, hypothetically, So do you feel?
No, I would say give me the vaccination because they offer
That's
it.
not what I'm asking. What I'm saying is,
okay, go ahead.
Hypothetically, would you go to those extremes and say, you know what, it's religion? That's what I'm asking. Because you can opt out if you say it's because of God, you can opt out.
Man, I wish I could find this.
Then why wouldn't I say that? Yeah, I would say that. Why, and keep my job? Why wouldn't I say that? I'm like, I believe in God, so I mean.
No, not.
Then I'm confused. I'm confused about the whole story. Then
so the story. So
I didn't read it.
So if let's say you're Jehovah's Witness, right? Okay. So there's certain religions that don't believe in vaccinations,
right?
So if you say I'm Jehovah's Witness and it's against my religion to get vaccinated, you can tell your work. You can tell your work. Unfortunately, I have to opt out because it's my religion. So that's what I'm talking about. Not God.
I lose my job on top of it, right?
No. If you say that if
you lie and say it's because of religion,
right. Then no, I mean that's what I'm saying. Then of course I wouldn't lie. I mean, so that's what I'm asking. Why?
I guess the question I'm asking is, there's a lot of people that I know that will lie if they're forced. So do you think that's kind of a sleazeball move? If you say, "Oh yeah, it's against my religion, so I don't have to get it." That's what I guess my question is.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is looking at everything from like two different sides, so it's like that's why I was a little confused by it. But yeah, I mean, I guess I would agree with everything the way you just put it, because I was a little confused with that. Like I said, I didn't read the story, but the religion and everything, I don't, it's like they're trying to figure out different ways to
get out of it.
Yeah. Businesses and regardless of wherever you work. So okay.
There was a post that was made.
Just a big ass mess, man. I don't understand a lot of this shit.
Well, see, Kyrie Irving is not saying It's not religion. I'm not anti-vax. I just don't want to do it.
Right.
And
Right.
so
Mhm.
And he's causing other chaos, like
Right.
the story you are going to talk about in a minute. So
Right.
just with that, well, he's not doing it. It's not his fault that these people are idiots. But
right.
you know.
So we talked about it on the show before. Remains of the 5-year-old boy from Massachusetts was found. So they did find him. The remains of the 5-year-old New Hampshire boy had been missing for about a month. Was found Saturday in the Woodland area in Massachusetts. The boy of little Elijah Lewis was located in Emmington after search descended upon an area day earlier. Authorities said so. They found the remains of his carcass, and it come to find out it was his parents.
Millions of vulnerable Americans struggle to get reliable transportation to their.
It was his mother and the boyfriend that was involved in it. So kind of sad. And it usually, and I think we talked about it, usually something, if a boy comes missing or a child comes missing, mostly it's somebody from the family that does. So
Yeah.
sad. I mean, they still didn't find out the Benet, the little girl, they never had a conclusion. Did they have that conclusion to that little girl? Eric Benet, or is that little girl? They try to say it was the parent.
Jean Benet. Well, the parents passed away.
Oh, did they?
The parents are passed now, I believe.
Oh my God! So
they just had something on that not long ago. They're supposed to be making a movie or documentary about that.
Yeah, they said
documentary.
There were so many different. They said it was a groundskeeper. They said it was the parents had something to do. They said it was the brother. They said it was a few. They all had different stories and stuff. I personally don't believe it was the parents.
No,
I don't think it was. I don't think so. After seeing the mother's anguish, I think from as a mom, you kind of feel what another person is feeling, and you can see. I think when you see people who have harmed their children go on the news, and you see what their reaction is to things, you're kind of like, oh, she's fucking faking, or she's full of shit, or she doesn't look up, they're not even crying, or that's a fake, those are fake crocodile tears. So
right.
yeah, I know at least one of Jean Benet's parents are passed, Connie. I think both of them are passed, though. I'd have to Google it. My internet is not wanting me to be great today. I'm really trying. I was trying to look up something in regards to the religious exemption. Somebody had made a post talking about if you claim religion, then you really that's not what God or Jesus was about. So you got it all wrong, because he would have said that you're endangering your fellow man and all these other things. And I was trying to find that, but my internet don't want me to be great. So if I find it, I'm definitely going to post it on the page, because it was written by a doctor, and it was written from a Christian point of view, and I thought it was pretty spot on. So I'm going to try to find that and post it. But in regards to Jean Benet, yeah, I'm almost positive Patsy Ramsey's passed, but I could have thought John Ramsey's passed.
She died in 06.
Yeah, she passed away first. Did John Ramsey pass away though as well?
I'm looking.
That story is very old. So.
Yeah, I can't believe it
went by. Story's old as hell, man. It's from the 90s. That was like one of the biggest stories ever.
He's still alive. 77.
He is? Oh, okay. I knew at least one of them was passed. Sad.
So
there's so many different views on that.
In Germany, global warming is changing more than just the climate. It's changing politics too. So Germany, layers of dry mud of sidewalks, concrete roads turned into gravel, time-worn stone bridges washed away. 3 months after the summer, they're just saying that it's becoming a really big problem in Germany. And now it's becoming political. So I know for all the big conservatives and they don't believe in global warming, it's happening. It's happening all over the world. So,
oh yeah.
So so it's affecting the Green Party. They won more votes than ever. So the Green Party is making headstorm because of the environment. It's funny because I was hearing a conversation the other day, and I didn't know. So in America we have the Republicans and the Democrats, but a lot more countries they have like 8 different parties, and I didn't know. I didn't know
that until all of this. It's when Trump got into office and we actually started paying attention to politics more than what normal people do. I didn't realize that. And all my friends from other countries and moms that I network with in regards to Duchenne's, they're like, oh yeah, I'm this party and I'm that party. And they're, we're the laughing stock, but that's how I learned that. I'm mind blown. Fuck rock have we been under?
Yeah. Cause I Republican, Democrat, whatever. But I didn't know some of these countries have like 8 different parties. Like, I'm surprised that we don't have more parties.
I don't know. I just watched something too, and I'm thinking hard as hell. I'm not going to figure it out though, or remember it probably. But I watched something that it could have been a movie. I doubt it though. That I seen that, and I was like, holy shit! Like, can you imagine?
How do you decipher which? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. How do you decipher which party is what? And that's a lot of fun.
Wow.
That's some extra ass shit going on. I could see like 3 or 4 parties because you have one side's way one side, one left, right, in between, and then the tree huggers or whatever. But
whatever it was that I seen it on. Like I said, I can't remember what I was watching, but I remember I seen that because the first thing that popped in my head was like, wow, I want to call my Aunt Janie and ask her and tell her something. Like it was something real, I believe, real life shit. And I was like, God, I wanted to ask her, like, I don't know why she popped in my mind, like, what do you think about this? Like, it just, I didn't know this existed. So that's how I remember seeing something like that on it. But
and then I honestly, after I learned that, I was like, I feel really fucking stupid. How did I not fucking know this?
Right. I just wanted to get a real government woman's take on it, So yeah, that's crazy.
I'm today's day old and just learned this shit.
I was like, can you imagine all the corruption involved in it that people don't know? Can you imagine?
Wow. Okay, I'm doing a whole bunch.
Mind blowing.
Party, I'm just.
No. They got stuff like this. I was watching this and I
from Al Bundy.
I knew one day you would bring it up.
No, ma'am. National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
No, ma'am.
I reveal my true identity, but for political reasons I cannot. But do not take me lightly. I once scored 4 touchdowns in a single game for Coke.
That's the party.
I was waiting for the 4 touchdowns.
You gotta talk about that. You're at national TV. You don't think he was gonna bring that up?
That's like a Phil Donahue type shit.
That's the party I'm joining. So cigarette sales in America were falling till COVID hit.
What was?
Cigarette sales. Here you go.
If it's so good to stop smoking, why not just stop selling cigarettes now?
Well, if we stop selling cigarettes now, I don't think the problem will go away, okay? Because they have our competitors, they have our suppliers, etc. But we have in mind that the time is coming that we can seriously think about, comprehensive solutions to the smoking. You have a product, you have a...
I can't understand this guy, but...
Yeah, I wish I could talk like that. I wish I had that.
I know, right? Like I wish I had an accent.
So Philip Morris...
I can't.
Is banned cigarettes totally in 2030. So they said during COVID, sales just skyrocketed. Is it because of, we talk about it all the time, mental health, drinking, all that has, it got unsuppressed during COVID. Don't you agree, Tori, that, you're fucking nervous as fuck. Your nerves are fucking on 100.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of is that their nerves were shot, and they're like, I need to smoke a fucking cigarette, because I thought of it both ways. Like, one, I thought their nerves are shot, they need to smoke a cigarette because they're stressed out.
Right.
But then I thought, like, aren't you nervous, like, respiratory wise, with everything going on? You would think that you would not want to smoke. I don't know. I guess it didn't matter to them. It's definitely a nerve thing. They're home, they're stressed.
Right.
People smoke because that.
Pretty sure they were buying, the chain smokers were buying cartons during the COVID too. So it's you gotta quadruple that shit. They were probably
and they're vaping and
stocking up on that, just like they were stocking
or
up on
people
toilet
who
paper.
quit are starting again.
Right.
What's crazy is I heard a friend of mine. She said that she told me this, but I don't know if it's true or not, but she said that people who smoke cigarettes were had less chances of getting COVID. Now, don't quote me, but something about the hot and the temperature that went into their lungs and their nose. I don't even know if this even makes any sense, but she read some article that said that there were less percentage of people who smoke that got it when it first began. I don't know how true that is, and I'm not going to start smoking cigarettes just to prove it, but odd.
So yeah, everything went up. It went up. So this couple was spotted at Disney, and they got shunned by everybody because they're wearing a shirt that says "Fans call on Disney to ban raunchy T-shirts from park after viral posts." It says, "I gave her the D. I wanted the D." I thought it was funny. It's something I would wear. I thought it was fun.
It is funny. Yes, I can see, though, it's at Disney and that's a kid's place. It's kind of like wearing a pornographic shirt there or something. I think it's hilarious. Where they wore it, because it had the D. So, I could see them getting in trouble. I'm surprised they actually saw that, though, with all the fucking people that are there.
Right.
Who was the narc?
Who was a Karen?
Who was a fucking Karen? There was a Karen at the front gate. Being a Karen.
Karen. So Georgia Man used most of his COVID business loan. So his whatever that loan when you could buy of $50,000 to buy a Pokemon card.
What? What?
Yeah, it says a federal prosecutor says a man used a pandemic relief loan to buy a $50,000 Pokemon card. Court records showed, I can't pronounce his name, is charged with lying on application for pandemic economic relief loan about the number of people he had his business employed and company gross revenue.
That alone shows how fucking stupid he is.
The court's filing says that $85,000 in restitution. So let me ask you a question. How do you find out? Like, okay, he bought the card. Was he selling it? Like, I don't understand. How did anybody find out?
Because you got to have receipts for the money you get. You got to have transactions from the bank account, from the money you get. He's probably a dumbass and bought it out of his bank account.
Oh.
Like, you turn that stuff in. You have you have a bank account that they have access to that shows the transactions. Like, if these aren't transactions that are towards your business or, rent and utilities and things to sustain your.
And you're spending
and
that
you're buying
large
a fucking
amount of money
Pokemon card and you don't. How about, right.
They're going to look
right,
into
it's going to draw a red flag. Plus, what was his business? Like, did he say he owned a cleaning company and he's buying trading? I'm sure he didn't say he owned a sports trading company.
Right.
Which, if he was smart, he would have just said that he owned a fucking trading card company. Dumbass. Right. He's not very bright. Hello, he fucking spent $50,000 on a card. He clearly isn't that fucking whatever. Government money.
Here's something to make Alex extra cringy.
Get ready, Alex. Here we come. Pucker up.
Eating disease, STI, STD, red star is becoming more common in the UK. So it's called the beefy red ulcers.
Ew.
More prevalent in the US.
I'm sorry, guys.
Ain't there something similar? Than somebody had that back in the day.
Beefy red.
Beefy red.
I might have to turn my mic off.
Where's the beef lady?
I can't.
Where's the beef lady at? Where's the lumps? They're right there. No, that's pretty gross.
Y'all are It's the name for me though. It's the name for me. I can't fuck with nothing called beefy red.
Right. I'm not gonna eat a hamburger for a very long time now. Thanks a lot, man. Thank you.
Beefy red.
How does Chevy Silverado stack up?
That's what it's described. Beefy
I
red.
had to turn my microphone off, guys.
You go and the doctor says, "Do you have that beefy red STD?"
I'll be like, snap into a Slim Jim. What'd you say?
There you go.
It certainly is a big bun. It's a very big bun. Fluffy bun. It's a very
Why would
big
they call it?
bun.
Why would they name it that?
Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places.
There she goes. Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly price. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef?
Whew. So what does it do exactly, other than make it beefy and red?
It's a skin. It's a flesh eating STD.
Don't you think somebody would see it on the other person, like, oh, hey, your vagina lip is falling off. I should probably not fuck you. It's big and red and hanging. Okay, it's beefy and hanging. This is not a fat vagina. The motherfucker is beefy and hanging and looks real angry. Like, what about a dick? Like, their dick looks like a blown up like balloon and it's red. Like,
and that shit says that it says it causes ulcers and that's crazy. And that's like you probably die from that shit.
Ulcers.
Beefy red.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
Only 30 cases in the UK. That was 2019, a couple years ago. So
30 more than I care to even fucking fuck with.
I don't know. I don't live in the UK, so.
But you know what? Someone gonna fuck somebody over here, and here it comes. Here come Beefy Red down the street. Here come Beefy Red, this bitch. Somebody get the spray. This
sounds
bitch.
sounds like a suit.
Oh, my mom. If
Sounds
she
like
can
a
hear me, she's got my neighbor Jeff. I love Jeff. She's got.
What if my mama can hear me?
My mom. No, I was gonna say my mom's got this thing that she got from Jeff, which is my neighbor. He's a great guy, and it's like a sanitizer spray, and you. It's like a gun that you. She like, and I'm like, Mom, where did you get that? Oh, I got that from Jeff, and I'm like,
we're calling that the Beefy Red gun. Get the Beefy Red gun.
I don't know what it is. Mom, where are you at? Mom, where's the lasagna at?
When you, oh my God, again, and this is why we can't have nice things. Okay, so if it's beefy and red, how are you hiding that in your pants? Wait, your sister said it has a UV light.
Mom, where's the meatloaf? Where's the cognac, Mom? It's a UV light, my sister says. It has a UV sanitizer gun that sprays all the damn
funny
coronavirus away.
It's a Rona gun? I want to see this gun. This sounds amazing.
It's the ones they use at the stadiums. That's what they're using to spray the stadiums down with and shit. All it is just like what you clean your house with and shit. When you clean the siding or whatever stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I want it. I need it.
Or somebody with beefy red. That's what it's called?
All you gotta do is go to Home Depot.
That's like a.
Oh, really?
Wasn't there a gum called Beefy Red?
Go to Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that.
Beefy red gum. I don't think so.
saw this on the news. I told Nati she's 11. She won't be 12 to March. FDA advisors back Pfizer's biotech coronavirus vaccine for 5 to 11. So she is getting her shot November 12th. She is so happy. So they just approved the 5 to 11.
Alex, are you getting the booster?
Corona vaccine.
Not even.
We're
we're
eligible now, I guess.
No, I'm not. You guys said
No,
8 months.
Drake, didn't you say that we didn't have to wait?
Yeah, 6 months now.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you said I didn't have to wait 6 months.
No, it's 6 months. They said 6
Oh,
months.
it's been 6 months already for you?
I thought it was 8.
Yeah. No, it went from 8 to 6. Now it's 6.
Oh, okay. We can't get ours till spring, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to do nothing until January.
Yeah, I was eligible in October.
Mine said
I'm in no hurry.
May.
I gotta be honest.
They're talking about getting a fourth.
March.
You should get a. You can get a, or you should get a fourth one, because even the third one might. You could still possibly catch COVID to a percentage. Now they're talking about 4. I mean, like I said, when does this shit end? You know, I asked my sister if she was getting the booster. She said no. She was, I'm not getting it. I don't know if that's part. If it's more because of the political. No, they're Trumpers, so I don't know if it has to do with mainly that, or it's a combination of both.
So she has a vaccine?
Yeah, that's what I just said. She doesn't want to get the booster.
More, yeah.
She's like, I'm good, but and something tells me that it has something to do with them being Trumpers, but I don't know.
I'm surprised. That's why I asked.
If I asked
you
her,
said
she
they
would've
were
told me.
Trumpers. Like, I'm surprised that they got
so
it
it could be a
anyways,
combination
unless it
of
was
both.
mandatory for her.
No, she was just like, I'm not getting the booster, and I was like, wow, okay.
Wow. Okay.
Sederberg, I know we're live on Facebook, so I hope we don't get banned. But does he look like kind of a creepy guy?
Kinda.
Looks like a rich guy. Rich creepy guy.
Tell me you're rich without telling me you're rich.
So, new Facebook whistleblower emerges with explosive claim on hate speech. So, you know, I didn't put the story up, but Apple is, if whatever this new whistleblower comes out, they're actually threatening Facebook that they will remove the Facebook, any Twitter. Any Instagram or Facebook app. They're going to remove it from the Apple Store. That's how bad this is getting. So,
really?
Yeah. So they're saying all kinds of shit. I don't know.
This our time to shine, Android people. Just saying.
I seen a story on it yesterday too. They were talking about it, but you know, one did I don't know what she wrote a book or some shit like that, but she was talking about how Facebook obviously is not going away anytime soon, but they are going to have a lot of problems that they're going to have to deal with when it comes to just people marketing and you know, using the site, the platform as a marketing tool. Should they do that? Should they, you know, just a lot of stuff like that. So so he's got a lot of work to do. So and obviously, like you said, it's connected to Instagram, so it's gonna have effect on that platform as well.
And also, as I know, I use it to talk to people international, like the WhatsApp app.
Right.
Yeah.
So that will also be taken away from the Apple Store. I didn't know who this guy was. I wasn't a big Friends guy, and I think you asked me the other day. James Michael Tyler Gunner from Friends died at 59. Cancer. He died after cancer battle. I was looking at some of the episodes, but I really didn't know who he was.
I didn't either. I wasn't a big Friends person either. I watched it, but I just didn't know.
Right.
Do you have a clip with him in it?
Yeah, I do.
He was the guy that worked at the
coffee shop.
Their hangout, and he
The
was in love with
cafe?
Rachel. And he was in love with Rachel.
Oh,
every
the
season.
cafe guy that was crushing on her?
Yeah.
Tonight, but
Okay.
I just have to tell you, I love you. No, I don't know if that changes your plans at all, but I thought you should know.
Oh, I love you too.
Probably not in the same way. But I do. And then when I'm in a cafe having coffee, or I see a man with hair brighter than the sun, I'll think of you.
So back to the friend.
Aw.
Back to the friend zone. That was the back.
Yeah. That's sad. He was young.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very young.
Very sad.
So Ed Sheeran, I'm positive for COVID. Shows and interviews on pause. He said, "Hey guys, quick note to two. I'm sadly tested positive for COVID, so now I'm self-isolating and following government guidelines. It means that I'm not able to go ahead with any personal commitments for now. So I'll be doing as many of my planned interviews, performances. I can from my house. Apologize to anyone I've let you down. Be safe, everyone. I love them." So he tested positive for COVID, and he is isolating himself. So.
Well.
Looks like everybody's getting it, right?
I have a friend who has it right now. Our whole house has it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is, and I don't even know why I brought the story up, but here it is. Jay Black of the Jays and the Americans died 82. I don't even know who this was. I don't know why I put it up. Maybe I thought it was something else. But born David Blatt, singer known for his powerful voice in the Dramatics. Oh, he was in the Dramatics. Delivered was raised Orthodox. So he was in the Dramatics. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Jay and the Americans.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. He lived a long life.
Yeah, Jay and the Americans. I don't remember any of his songs. Jeremiah, A Little Bit Closer.
Oh, yeah, a little bit closer.
Oh.
Come a little bit closer. Yeah. This Magic Moment. This Magic Moment.
Okay.
That one. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, he was also known as The Voice, whose height of fame came in the 1960s when he was the lead singer of Jay and the Americans. Numerous hits called Come a Little Bit Closer, Karamaya, This Magic Moment. Yeah. Welcome to My World was one of his albums.
I know Alex likes the oldies.
I do too. I like oldies too. I don't really know a lot of their names, but it's crazy, but I know the words, right? I guess growing up in Detroit and Motown, these are things that your parents played all the time or you heard around the way. Right. So it pops on and I'd sing every song, have no fucking clue who sings it, but I'd be singing that shit. Like I'm feeling it, right? Except for like with Smokey Robinson, I put a whole ass concert on. He comes on. Or the Temptations, I'm doing the dance moves while I'm cleaning, right? The Supremes, all that.
What's your favorite oldies? I mean, what do you like besides Motown? Is there a group that you like?
Me or Alex?
I mean, who? Me or her? I didn't.
Oh, Alex, go ahead.
Alex, I meant Alex.
Oh, I love them all, man. The Drifters, I mean, Temptations, I mean, the Platters, I mean, what are they called? I forgot the name. I made a movie about him, the Jersey Boy, Frankie Valli, and I mean, all of that, man, all of it, Drain.
Preach.
Jackie
Come on,
Wilson,
Alex.
Buddy Holly, all of that shit, man.
So who like
Jackie Wilson?
Like oldies? More your dad? I know your mom's a big
Wilson, Pickett. I mean, I can go for days. Say
that again. Keep them coming.
Both of them. They listen to all of that. They listen to A to Z, bro. My mother got oldies from A to Z. So.
Yeah.
They listened to all that, but yeah, my dad was a big Smokey Robinson fan, and
that was my mom. I thought Smokey Robinson was my illegitimate father. I didn't even know.
She shared a song the other day. It actually Yoli playing, for her after the day of her father's surgery, I believe, and it was "Last Dance with My Father," and that song that was one of my father's favorite songs, and I was like, wow, I thought that was pretty crazy. So.
You're going to make me cry with that
Luther
one.
Vandross, that song is like, whoo, man, when that song comes on, like, I don't want to listen to it you know, before it was
But
kind of hard, but of course I would leave it on. And
right.
So let
man,
me ask you, I'm gonna ask you,
this starts coming
You
down.
can't turn it off, right? It's like disrespectful if you turn it off because it's such an
Yeah,
amazing, heartfelt song.
so I'm going to ask you a hard question, Alex. Fat Luther or skinny Luther?
Fat, of course, man.
Fat.
Yeah.
Give me that fat Luther. That's a,
When he had
butter
the
on it.
voice.
Put some butter on it, Luther. That's I like Skinny Luther too. Skinny Luther could get it too, but Fat Luther, shit, he be dropping panties, evaporating panties, poof, gone. Okay, put a little butter on it, little Crisco, little Fat Luther. Fat Luther slide up and down them ladies.
DMX has a
man.
child that
the man. He was several men, and that was okay. Sorry.
So DMX has a 15th child that comes forward.
Oh, 15, huh? That's because they were playing that Fat Luther.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what that Fat Luther will do for you. Get you 15.
Raven Barnes has contacted some of the kids and late rappers saying that she's among them, according to page 6.
He could be number 15. What? Could be.
Yeah, this guy.
Let a dog roam. He'll find his way home. Oh boy, 15. Well, hey, you know it is what it is.
So you guys have seen the stories. We've talked about it a little bit briefly, but more and more evidence is coming to light about the rusted assistant director admits that he should have checked the gun handed to Alec Baldwin, but didn't. They said that there was a lot of safety protocols that they didn't follow on the set. There was, they said there was like so much live ammo on the set, just
so
crazy.
much. So the safety protocol, whoever did this, I forget, safety director, I don't know the term, I forget. I guess they left the set several days prior because of this very reason, that this wasn't the first time that this happened on set, and that they weren't following so many of the safety protocols that they were like, fuck this, we're not being responsible for this. Left.
So I don't know anything about the movie industry, but you know, I know in the factory world, you have OSHA. Do they have that same kind of organization
that's kind of the way I took it, is that it was something similar to that.
Okay.
I thought I had the article on it, but yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily separate, like, you know, like OSHA, but somebody like their safety department, their safety director or whatever the term is, but they had left, and
they're saying Alec Baldwin possibly could be facing charges.
Yeah, there was a warrant.
Yeah.
So here's another. Here's it gonna pull up. Let's see if it'll pull up. So did you guys hear Candace Owens make a comment about it?
No, go for it. Tell me.
Basically said it was his karma for making fun of Trump, and that this was bound to happen because that he this was overdue or something of the sort. Like basically, like, yeah, someone who should have been killed for the way that he spoke about Trump. Like, what? And then Trumper's son, whatever the fuck his name is, you know, I blocked their names out at this point.
Eric or Donald?
Donald made t-shirts that say "Guns don't kill people, Alec Baldwin does."
Wow. Hello.
Yeah. So I personally believe that family should sue the fuck out of them. First of all, how insensitive are you to, like, there's a huge difference between an accident and your dad being a whole ass national piece of shit. Huge difference. Plenty of things your dad did to the American people. We don't even have enough time to talk about it, let alone the COVID fucking conspiracy and all the bullshit and all the hundreds of thousands of people that fucking died under his leadership, right? But to go ahead and make a T-shirt that says that when a woman was killed, accident on a set, and put it on him like that, and they should sue the fuck out of them. And if they continue to make them, then the proceeds should go to that family. If that's what you want to do, then you need to pay the fuck up. You shouldn't reap any of those benefits. How dare you? Shame the fuck on you.
Damn, there's a couple people that made this shirt.
Yeah. I guess he's the one that originated it. Like, they're coming hard for him. And Candace Owens, her I can't pull it up for some reason. Again, my internet be fucking with me today, but her statement was fucking disgusting.
That's sad.
It really is. But they're having a field day with this.
Yeah.
And again, it tells you what kind of fucking people they are.
Right. So Snoop Dogg.
I mean, yeah, they had a story on it yesterday. They were talking about it, and breaking down as much as they could. And I mean, the biggest thing I took from it.
So many different. It's very confusing. I'm like, oh, my head's gonna blow up. What's going on?
Well, I mean, usually when anytime somebody does something fucked up, man,
they're gonna dig.
Someone dies or not, whatever it is, you know, there's always a past. And the assistant director, the one that was, you know, he
had a history. Yeah, he had a history of this fucked up shit.
Right. 2019, he was fired from a film for accidentally after a gun accidentally discharged. So I mean, there's a lot more to it than.
Can you look up about this? Again, I can't pull anything up. Can you look up about the safety crew leaving? Yeah, I guess something about the safety people leaving leading up to this because of that very reason, because of that director and his history.
So it just says that he didn't you know create a safe working environment. So
right.
I mean, that's basically what it boils down to. So Maggie Go, a prop maker who worked with Halls on Hulu's. David Hall's Hulu's Into the Dark said in a statement to NBC, sets were almost always allowed to become increasingly claustrophobic. No established fire lanes, exits blocked, safety meetings were non-existent. So just a lot of shit like that. Like
he wasn't protecting his people. He wasn't protecting his people. I don't know. I think that the insensitive people saying that,
I don't even really care where it leads to and all that. Just whoever people need to be held accountable.
Right.
And like they said, sometimes they do certain props and shit like that, and they bring in different ones.
I don't understand. Why do they need live ammo on the set? Why?
They do certain things to save a fucking penny, and they're like a penny.
Yeah, I read that it could have been several reasons, and don't quote me on the actual logistics of it all, but one could have been live ammo, which after reading the article, I don't believe it was. Two, it could have been debris that was already in there from refiring and those things. Or three, it could have been, it had been packed so much that because they got to put something in there to make that pop, right? So whatever they had put in there, I don't know if it was sand or what they had
blanks. They're just blanks.
But they said that they were filling it with something. The article I read said something about they were filling it, and it could have been debris from that. They didn't believe it was live. They believed it was, the material that they were using in there. Again, not being safe, cutting corners, trying to get things done, going fast and whatever. So safety, just disregarding safety. Yes, it was an accident, but it was a preventable accident, so somebody should be held accountable. But again, for these people to be making shirts and the Trump family to be coming at him, because I think there was a huge difference in somebody being accidentally killed on set and their father who did everything that he did willing and knowingly. Like, Alec Baldwin on Saturday Night Live, right? A comedy show made fun of him and came at him, and lots of people did. There was a difference, though, on what he does nationally to the in a whole compared to somebody having an accident. It's not. It's like apples to oranges. How fucking dare you have some empathy for this family and some fuck, dude. Have a little class. Can you just a little class?
There you
Gross.
go.
Gross.
Snoop Doggy Dogg mourns his mother's Beverly Tate. Snoop Dogg shared a photo of himself and his mother Instagram with a caption, "Mom, thank you for having me. She recently passed," and he was mourning the loss. So.
Yeah. I'm sad.
She has died. I was just reading to see if it told me what she died of.
Oh, Candace, it just popped up. Candace Owens said that the accident for Alec Baldwin was poetic justice.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's a whole ass piece of shit.
So something that would bring a spark and heart to your heart. Van Diesel walked Paul Walker's daughter down the aisle at her wedding. I thought that was pretty classy for him to do that. Such an amazing thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think they were close, but for him to do that, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, really, really awesome and amazing. I know he was looking down, so proud.
Right? Were they good friends, Alex? I thought they were really good friends, right?
Yeah, like best friends, man.
Yeah, like brothers.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of that cast, you know, they've been there since day one, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're all friends on, you know, they share pictures with each other on Instagram like crazy.
They're like family.
Ludacris, now The Rock, of course, Vin Diesel, and they were talking about his beef with The Rock for like, I don't know how long. I'm so tired of seeing that shit.
I know, right?
Like, they talked it out. They asked Ludacris about that, and he was like, man, I ain't gonna speak for no two grown ass big men like that. Like they talked, they hashed it out, and
keep it
leave
moving
it at that. Like shit. Like those are my friends too. What are you trying to reporters, man? Try to get you
try to
caught up
put
and
you
shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's smarter than that though, so I wasn't surprised. He said he answered back with something like that.
So
yeah, that was great.
Dr. Dre is rumored
to
drop new music in December, just in time for the Super Bowl. You think that's what he's doing, man? He's working on some crazy ass shit so he can drop during the Super Bowl. That'd be kind of cool.
I don't see him dropping no album. If he drops anything, it's gonna be like one song, one single. You know how he does. He ain't dropping nothing like that. And if he drops anything like that, an album, that'll be next year. But I'm happy that this brought him back out. Like I said, it took something like this, and it took not just to do the Super Bowl, but for them to donate all the proceeds to the organizations that he chose. So that's what brought him out. Not the music.
Do you know what organization it is?
I'm not sure, but it's going to all urban communities around over there in LA.
Oh,
like
okay. Okay.
So basically it's at African Americans, you know, black, brown, whatever. So so the hope, like I said, hopefully it opens something up and he will do another album. I mean,
I think a couple of things sparked him to do another album. I think the divorce probably sparked him too. I mean, she is coming for some money, right? Let's be real honest. She hitting his pockets hard. So I'm sure he thought about that, even though he Dre, right? I'll be thinking about it. Plus,
yeah, they said he took care of that with a smile. Like the other day, they talked about it.
But also
he ain't hurting.
This,
and I'm not talking about money.
No.
I'm talking about like just the way he was going about it. Yeah, but go ahead.
But I'm sure he's not hurting because I'm sure things got so bitter at the end. But let's be real honest. He, you know, all of the things that were said about him in the closet alcoholism and the abuse and all that. Maybe he's coming out with another album as a form of therapy for him to heal from all of this, right? Heal from the alcoholism, heal from the abuse, heal from the toxic marriage that they are both toxic to each other. Maybe just kind of come out of the dark. So either way, it's great. But you know, I had to look at things a little deeper and think that this is a form of therapy for him. All artists and musicians, it's therapy. So that's what I'm thinking.
So you got Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, and Mary J. Blige performing at the Super Bowl halftime. Also in just a few weeks, Snoop Dogg announced his new album Algorithm, which drops November 12th. So
yeah, fire. I love Mary. I just wanted to say that, guys. Mary, if you're listening, call me. We can be the best of friends.
So our favorite guy, eat your Wheaties, take your vitamins. You know it, brother. WWE legend dismissed claims he paid Hulk Hogan to lose against him. WWE legend Jack, I don't know how to pronounce it.
I'm like, where did you even find this story at? Like, story's old as hell. It
popped up. It's been circulating again.
Yeah, it was released modified. Rumors about Hulk Hogan receiving extra $10,000 to lose against him wasn't true. So since it's an old story, tell me what the fuck are they talking about?
I don't have no idea.
Okay.
So there was rumors that Hulk Hogan paid him to lose, and it circulated again. People talked about it and got it trending again, so it popped up. I actually saw it when I saw it, I'm like, oh wait, I thought we already went through this a while back. But somebody shouted it out, and so he had to come forward and clear his name and say, "No, absolutely not true." Which, I mean, if somebody's talking about you and these things happen and those allegations and starts trending again, people feel obligated to bring it up and just say.
Originally, the story was from
Hogan's like
get my name out your mouth, right? He is
like
too.
The biggest liar in the world.
That must be the eighth wonder of the world. I don't know myself, but to be honest with you, timing is all there. I know that if I was going to give you the short version, WCW was growing tremendously, and they weren't in Quebec, so I had the contacts to create a relationship with a TV station in Canada and Quebec for WCW to make their intro. And it was not long, it was about 10 years maybe after the Bulldog incident. And people don't like me saying this, but I say it anyway because I honestly feel it. I never was told by Hulk, but I was told by other people around him. But Hulk did not like the way the Bulldogs were giving the image of the WWF, showing up at 5 a.m, coming out of the bars drunk, and motherfucker, fuck that, talking like that obnoxiously in an airport where there are kids and everybody. And Hulk was always the guy who gave autographs and always trying to keep the reputation and tried to do what he could for business. So I think there was a dislike there between the Bulldogs and Hulk. And when I did my comeback on Dynamite and I stopped the bullying for a while in the WWF, I think Hulk grew respect for me. And because he thought it, what I'd heard is he thought it took a lot of balls to do what I did. And a lot of guys would have liked to have done it, but they never did. So Hulk took a big liking into me then personally. And when I opened the doors for WCW in Montreal, and I think also, this is all I think, okay? So maybe one day you'll have a good podcast. You could have one with, what was his name? The guy that was running WCW.
Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff. We never hit along really good. Not especially not after I beat Hulk in Montreal. But
so that was, like as you said, it was an old story, but it resurfaced, I guess, for some reason. And so I don't remember. I just watched the TV. Maybe Alex, you watched a little more or was paying attention to it a little bit. Was WCW was it not good, like in Canada? Like was it not as big as WWF? Is that why?
I have no idea back then. I mean, I have no idea how it was over here.
Because the screw job happened. I didn't know the Bulldogs were like that. That's the first time I didn't know that. But Hogan was signing autographs, and and I guess there was maybe bad images that the Bulldogs.
I mean, look, man, look at the business they're in. So it's always there's a business filled with egos. Hulk Hogan was the cream of the crop. Hulk Hogan been calling his shots since like 1987, bro. Right. So obviously, like they asked a question, how come Ravishing Rick Rude wasn't ever the champion? You know what I mean? How come Jake the Snake wasn't ever the champion back then? Well, look at who the champions were. Yeah. Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan. for like a span of 10 years. So
10
that's
years.
why, because it was just you know what I mean. They were mid carders. They were going to be mid carders. So the whole point of that story is Hulk Hogan. Some people say, "Oh, this guy put me over. This guy put him over, or whatever." So Hulk Hogan said he had no problem putting the guy over. So that's basically what he's telling. That's all he's saying, is that him and Hulk Hogan were friends, and there's always politics. You know, they go on with that. So
I got a question for you, because I know I was, you know, I listened to you guys' podcast, you and my brother and yours. So you were saying Reigns has been a champion for a year. So I remember Hulk Hogan having it for years. Like, so they don't do that now with wrestling, right? The guys, they usually are champion while, and then
I mean, because that back then they were marketing it. You can market your brand off of one superstar, like they did for like 10 for a long time. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't do that no more. Like I said, once again, they're involved in, you know, they're
Roman Reigns for having the championship for a year. That's pretty long nowadays?
I mean, it's a big deal because they don't have no talent. So when you ain't got no damn talent below the guy that is all the way on level 100,
right?
I mean, he's doing shit. Him and Paul Heyman are doing shit that, you know, Paul Heyman been doing this shit for like 40 years, man. They're doing, like, I tune in, I watch the show to obviously do my research and before the shows, you know, that we cover. But I tune in just for that. I don't even care about nothing else, just for that storyline. You know what I mean? So there's no
Roman Reigns is in
there's no one person that they market around. You know what I mean? It used to be Stone Cold, The Rock.
Yeah.
Like, can't do that no more because all these guys are like 6 foot or smaller, 6'2", 190 pounds. You know what I mean? They're like my size, and they're flipping, flopping around and shit. So it's like it's hard to you know, the wrestling fan base is not what it used to be. Yes, they have their, you know, like SmackDown on Fox does like 1.2 million. Like that's not a big number. Back in the 90s, they were doing 3.2s, 3.8s, 4.1s and shit like that. That was big money back then when the ratings actually mattered. So they're not doing nothing like that. You know what I mean? It's they're basing around like, okay, all around these guys and shit. Roman Reigns just happens to be killing it, and that's all ad lib, and that's all him and Paul Heyman putting their brains together and just they're just doing some amazing shit, man. So
that's great, man. And you check out Alex, your show every Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time.
Hey, Alex, is Roman Reigns in remission from leukemia?
No, he did that. He went to that last year.
But he's in remission, right? Like he doesn't have it anymore.
Oh yeah. So he
beat it. No. You know, as of right now, he's cancer free, right?
Yeah, that's why awesome. He came back, and that's why he's on this road.
Yeah. I remember following that, and I was like, man, he's a fucking beast.
That's why it was so hard that when he came back, they tried to make him a heel and to non-wrestling fans. That's that means a bad guy.
A bad guy, a villain. A wrestling villain.
But when he came back, you know, it was hard to boo a guy that just beat leukemia again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But he's doing it, so he's making them hate him all right for sure. Shit's great. Making big money. He deserves it.
He really does. He really does. He my man.
He's your man.
Well, one of them. I got a couple I like. I think it's just because they wear those little underwears sometimes. I'm like, hey. Oh, what's that?
So let me see if you know this voice. We'll play who's that voice? Oh, here you go. Let's see if I can get an ad to skip.
It's a new champion!
So, if you probably know that voice and you know his entrance music, AEW announcer Jim Ross announced that was his WWE entrance. I don't know if he's able to use that. I think he can because that's the Sooners. There's their national anthem. He was diagnosed with skin cancer just recently. So just wanted to. I used to love listening to Jim Ross.
Yeah, sad.
Yep, and he still did this, and he still did the damn show because that's the type of guy he is.
Yeah.
So 69 now.
Still did a 2-hour show.
So
guy been through a lot, man. Lost his wife a few years ago. Wife passed away. Going to a gym, coming home from the gym, I believe, like a couple miles away, man.
She was coming home from the gym.
Yep, right down the street.
Does he use that?
Got in a car accident.
Does he use that entrance music in AEW? Because I think that's the Sooners, and that's their music. So is he able to use that music?
I believe he does. He did use it. I'm not sure. Not sure because he's already out there. They don't introduce him like they used to in WWE. They don't do. They're different from WWE, the production. So he's already there at at the desk when the show comes on. So
I just love his entrance was cool.
Right.
Him, and
but I think they did. I think when they first signed him, I think they did use it. Yeah, Tony Khan buys all that shit. Tony Khan got the bank to buy that shit, so that's not a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, he bought Joan Jett's Wild Thing for John Moxley and shit. That's pretty funny right there. Bought CM Punk's cult of personality and
wow.
Yeah, you got big bank.
So
I didn't know that.
Tom Brady meets with young fan who beats cancer. Amazing post-game moment. You saw him.
Yeah, I seen that live. I actually caught that live, and I was like, wow, I didn't sit there and like. I'm not trying to downplay it. I was just like I was going downstairs as I seen it, and then in the game ending, and I'm just like I just went downstairs because I was like that's what Tom Brady does. That's nothing new.
Yeah,
beautiful, amazing, beautiful moment. But I was just walking downstairs talking to myself. That's why it's things like that. Why
18 for 100.
Why people also call it. It's not just about football.
And shit. Oh, little boy, so it's last
I mean, like,
is that official? It might have been 99.
I get goosebumps when I see shit like that. So,
little boy, so
I didn't care, but I was just like,
that's sweet, baby.
And see, it's crazy because a couple of weeks ago, CM Punk, he came out and he actually settled up to this kid that was dressed up like one of the wrestlers, and when he cut it after he was done cutting his promo, he took his Jordans off and I think he signed them. I don't know if he signed them, but he took them off and gave them to the kid, and walked back up the ramp barefoot and shit. So it's reasons like that why they're so loved by fans, man. Shit like that. People don't forget,
Yeah, the wrestlers at the events always gave Zach's at all the football events, wrestling events, all the events. They gave Zach so much love and just.
And it takes a hot second.
Yeah,
man,
I remember
kind, man.
when
Free to be kind,
especially like John Cena, he did all the Make-A-Wish stuff, right? And when people would talk bad about him, I'm like, man, do you know what this man does? He like gives hopes to kids that are dying. Like he literally. Before he goes out there and performs, he's standing in line for children that are dying from terminal illnesses and gives them just hope and love and strength, right? He takes his strength, this huge muscle-bound man, and gives it to the smallest, frailest, weakest body. And literally he said, like, they're way stronger than I'll ever be. So for people to like hate on him, I'm like, man, if you can't love him alone for that, maybe you're fucked up. Because these athletes that do that, they see who the real strength, and they know what their platform and their power and what they have does for these kids and who are at their their weakest moments. So
man, a lot of people say, oh, that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're supposed to do. There's Like, you know what? That may be true. Some of them probably have done that just to do it, and because they have to do it for the company. But at this but at the same time, you can
as
tell
humans, we're all supposed to do that, right? You see somebody who's sick, you're supposed to be empathetic. You're supposed to try to give somebody who's weak strength. But people want to say that, like you said, oh, that's what you're supposed to do.
Well, I'm just saying you can tell who cares and who actually doesn't. So
yeah, for sure, for sure.
So the Giants honor Francis Ryan, which is a World War vet. He's been a season ticket holder since 1957, and they honored him the other day on the field. He's been a ticket holder since 1957. He said it was $40 to own the season tickets in 1957. I was like, wow, that's awesome. So they honored him, World War vet too. For thanking him for team loyalty. He's been a fan since 1957.
Wow.
We're going to stay in football. Chief star Frank Clark hit with a gun charge over Uzi Arrest. Kansas City Chiefs star Frank Clark has been hit with another gun charge. This is stemming from his June arrest, where he allegedly drove around with an Uzi in his car. These boys, man. I don't know.
Baseball, you said?
Football. He plays for the Kansas City Chiefs.
A Uzi. Who the fuck needs a Uzi?
Who needs a Uzi?
Where the fuck he live?
Kansas City, I guess.
Oh yeah, Kansas City is a little rough. It is a little rough. I've drove through a couple times. They got good barbecue.
Barbecue.
We're fucking with my ribs with the Uzi.
Going to right.
Good barbecue for Kansas City.
Right.
Have you been to Kansas City?
Right. You know where he came from, right? Too, or no?
Where'd he come from?
From he was a Wolverine, played for Michigan.
Oh hell, he's Detroit bred. Alex, you just answered why he has a Uzi in his car.
He's from Bakersfield. He wasn't born in Michigan. He's from Cali, actually. But
he caught the Detroit bug. He got fucking Uzi.
No, he probably caught the Compton bug because he's from Cali, so right? Bakersfield, California.
He got a whole mix of fucked
Either
up
way,
in him.
Yeah. From Compton to Detroit, that's a bad mix right there.
Damn.
Right.
Like, give me the Uzi. I don't know. Fuck a 22. Give me the Uzi. Fuck. Where do they do that at?
So the Braves
call him Little Uzi too.
They're
Little Uzi too.
Braves are in the World Series against Houston. They go up 1-0 last night, but the Braves ace Charlie Morton breaks his leg during the World Series. But still, here you go.
Really?
Or off the pitcher's leg for the out. And the Braves hope Morton's okay. Looks to be. 9 lineup. Good pitch, same result. Out number 2. It gotten out of his jam. That is lined at Freeman and a 1-2-3 when he gets a chance. Altuve strikes looking for the second time. For the strikeout of Altuve.
Walked off?
Looks like it.
Is going to exit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I thought it was going to be a little more graphic than that. I was holding my breath.
You saw when he
and you know why? Like somebody said, how come he didn't fall or whatever? Well, if you look at it, he's a righty. So when he threw that pitch, he's going off his left foot. But and he didn't get his leg broke until he landed on threw that pitch so damn fast that by the time he dropped his right foot down, the ball was already on it and broke it. And it hit it so damn hard, like he probably just didn't feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it stunned him.
So he tried to, but if he would have been a lefty and threw that pitch, I'm just saying, not that it really matters, but he would have fell forward if he got hit in his right leg.
Imagine getting hit by one of them fucking balls.
But he struck. And he still stayed up there. The thing is, he struck my man out. He still stayed up there and struck him out.
With a broken leg.
That's what's crazy. That shit is going to go down in baseball history.
Mm-hmm.
If they win, but they'll still remember it. You know what I mean? People forget
Yeah.
shit when you lose, but if they
Some
win,
gangster shit.
that's like
Right?
for real. That's remarkable, man. That's crazy.
He said people
That
forget
said,
shit when you
baseball,
lose.
man, you see shit that you always see something that you never seen before. I mean, I'm glad I wish it wasn't nothing like that because it's horrible. He's out for the whole World Series, but yeah,
Damn.
that sucks. But
Gangster as fuck.
So
that was the first thing in my mind. I felt bad for the guy. Like, damn, he busted his ass to get there, and now he's done. But
Now he's done. Yeah,
he'll
that's
still get his ring.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not talking about much sports, but we're on the NBA. Deontay West goes on an anti-gay rant. Says he's better than LeBron.
Wow.
There you
What did I do?
Open container.
Okay, cool. No, I didn't resist.
Yeah, you did. I told you to stop 10 minutes
I didn't know you was talking to me, officer. It's plenty of people outside. What? Like you motherfucker. You looking at me like you love Jesus. I'm Jesus. And you a sinner right now. Yeah, I know. I know. And for what you doing, you just gave up your chances of going to heaven. I came here to save you and help you, for I'm the president of the United States. The president of Jesus, and I'm the president of the United States too. Right, I'm the real president. You fucking with the commander-in-chief. Ask Obama, ask motherfucking Trump, and Biden. You sucker motherfucker. I just called you to show you two demons that were harassing me and they were trying to kill me. That's why I ran to the door. Because I had two demons. But you don't believe in Jesus Christ. You believe in your own understanding. Bald head, bitch. You call you a bitch because you acting like a woman. You see a man. You see a God-fearing man. You see a man doing the right thing. You see a man preaching the gospel. You see a holy man. And you gotta arrest me. You gotta lock me up. You sucker motherfucker. You bitch. You spilling on my balls. Look again, you bitch. You mother. No. I'm gonna get you help. Straight from the adversary. Because I came here to help you. Because I'm the commander-in-chief. And I call Obama. All gonna be fired. That I was getting jumped. So I came to the police station.
So, I didn't pay attention, maybe because
what in the fuck is he on?
He's been gone from the NBA since 2012. I didn't even know that. I thought he was still playing.
They find any drugs on him?
They always do. The guy's been in trouble since forever, man.
Oh, he on that shit.
All.
He over here talking about Antichrist shit. He on one,
Guy's been on drugs since he was before he was
he's
10 years old.
Yeah, he's really?
He
made it into the NBA on drugs like that?
Oh yeah, he played the NBA for a long time too. So
yeah, well, he's only 38, so he played. His last time he played was in 2015. He played over in Europe. And,
sadly, man.
Yeah, that's the last time.
That says it all right there.
Mm-hmm.
He had to go to Europe to play because everybody was
because of everything here. Yeah.
Well, I just remember him side by side with LeBron in the Cavs. So.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah, he
unfortunately, it's very sad.
It's very sad.
Hell, man. 38 years old.
I was just about to say that. I was over here thinking he older.
No, he's only 38. So
he got him young, got in the league young.
Alex mentioned this.
Crazy.
KYRIE Irving has led to craziness. Unruly protesters over not letting unvaccinated KYRIE Irving play.
Fuck out of here.
I don't know what to say. They stormed the barricades, busted it through on Sunday's game, at the Barclays Center.
Somebody gets shot. Somebody's gonna get shot, just like they did that shit at the Capitol in Michigan. Somebody's gonna get shot, and then they're gonna talk about we weren't gonna hurt anybody. We were just coming there to protest. You can't be an angry ass mob breaking through barricades and not expect something to happen and somebody to use force on you.
And we know this is not, it's not the NBA. It is not any mandate. It's the city or the state that is mandating this, and people are just losing their mind in the city of New York. So let me play a little bit of this real quick. See if it plays. It's loading the ad.
His teammates and friends and people got to be so disappointed in him.
Yeah, I think they are. I think that the whole organization is, because he's causing other shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I got the melee on film. So hold on. So just nonsense. What's going on?
You know, and it's sad to say, like, I would be more supportive of somebody who's yep, just like the Capitol. Oh, shit. The fuck?
So
over here endangering those are people that check your tickets.
Yeah.
Those are workers. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
Sorry, Drew. I know you were talking. What were you saying? I'm sorry, before I put the video on.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Squirrel.
Alex, you were talking about this earlier. When you see something like that, what comes to mind, dude? Like, really? Oh, is it that serious?
I'm surprised nobody got shot.
I know, right?
That right there. I don't know about you guys, but how about you, Alex? How'd your anxiety feel watching that? Like,
I watched like 25 seconds, 20 seconds of it, and I shut it off.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? You're endangering people's lives over this?
Okay.
Yeah, that reminded me of the Capitol is what that reminded me of. And the woman that busted through the window and she had to be shot and killed with excessive force because she was coming at them, endangering them. Like,
it's crazy. So last story of the night, we're going to the topic of the story. So Evander Holyfield's son.
Talk about Detroit.
Right?
Don't matter where that happens. That shit'll happen everywhere nowadays. It's crazy. Sad.
Yeah.
Evander Holyfield, son, delivers a massive knockout, maintains a perfect record.
Lemonade. So he's like, every time I step in the ring, I think about that jab. I never wanted to do it. This is what he wants to do. Proud Papa in the house. This fight is over as Evan Holyfield gets the knockout in the second round.
Watch it right here. He's looking, block. He didn't take it that time. He said, let me be patient. He's still throwing. I know he's open. Block, miss, jab. You see him looking, boom. Set that shot up right there. It only takes one with a follow-up right hand for good measure. It's a great sequence. We'll focus on that.
You know, I haven't paid much attention to him, so he looks pretty good, Alex. His son.
Yeah, he's real young, man. Real young.
He looks real young, yeah. But does he have his
That was a
father?
good fight.
Does he have his father in his height? I mean, is he a small guy or what? I mean,
He's no, he's just like a featherweight, bro.
Okay.
He's only 24 years old. He's a featherweight. He's not gonna make it to no heavyweight.
Okay. I didn't know how big he was.
Totally different fighter than his father was, but he has knockout power. So when he gets some better fights, he's only fought 8 professional fights. So when your father, you got that name behind you too. So it's gonna give him a little bit of extra TV time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually watched it, and I had just started watching it when that round started. And I was like, holy shit. I knew about him, but you don't, like, once again, he's, like I said, he's probably only on TV because of who his father is. Now, maybe I'm not taking nothing away from him, but ESPN and Top Rank are doing some big things. So you can actually watch all these good fights as long, like, what, $5.99 or $4.99 ESPN app. So they made a deal with him, and you can watch. You ain't got to pay arm and a leg for some good boxing. That shit, great boxing actually. So because you see fights like that.
All right, well,
Mayweather running around.
Right. Let's get into it. The greatest villain in film. There is so many villains to choose from.
So many.
I picked 5, bro.
Okay, go for it, Alex.
I picked 5. Made it real shit. Here it goes.
Here it goes.
One quick second. So my 5, and then I gave like somebody honorable mention. I just went down, and they're not numbered any specific ways. So my first one was, since it's Halloween, like I said, Freddy Krueger was my favorite of all the scary guys or whatever. So Freddy Krueger is number 1. And then I got, and I was trying to pick, oddballs. T-1000, Robert Patrick, that played, in Terminator 2. I thought that was pretty badass villain, Number 3 is Biff from Back to the Future.
Ooh, good one.
I mean, that guy, come on, man. You just want to punch that guy right in the face. You know what I mean? He's just one of those guys that you walk into like a frat, and you're at a frat party or a party period, and this guy walks in and you're like, not this fucking guy. You kidding me? So that's how I look at him. I'm like, man, he was just like annoying. And then, okay, so number 4 is, I had to put a woman on there. Annie Wilkes.
You took mine.
You know who played?
Oh man, she was like my number 1 bitch. I was like,
wow. I thought about that. I had a feeling. Because I kind of know how you think sometimes.
Right?
Number.
I was like, oh.
Number 5 is the Joker. I mean, he just speaks for himself. Guy's been a villain of Batman or nemesis of Batman for like 50 years, if not longer. And then honorable mention, I hope you don't got this on your list, is Glenn Close. She played Alex Forrest in Fatal Attraction.
Yeah.
Because that shit right there was like legendary. The rabbit scene and all that. So so I just, like I said, I try to pick some odd ones. So that's my little list right there.
All right. Sorry?
I didn't really have like a list. I mean, Annie Wilkes was my first one, right? I was like, can we get some? And then Nurse Ratched on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. She was fucking nuts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hannibal Lecter, that's my dude, right? Puts lotion on it.
He's legendary.
He's legendary.
You can even throw Buffalo Bill in there, but no, Hannibal's like, I mean, like, they're still doing movies and shit and TV shows about that guy. So yeah, that's a great one.
And then Jack Torrance, The Shining.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and then honorable mentions, and it's not, she might not have been as evil, but I think she's epic, and she really, I mean, this is just somebody who is a staple, is the Wicked Witch in Wizard of Oz.
Oh, you know what? I looked at her. And I was like,
she's a G, right? She had flying fucking monkeys. Motherfucker, fuck with me, right? You and your little dog. Try not to mess with me.
That could be like number one all time for real.
Mm-hmm.
That I could see that being up there. Like,
just try to stay out of my way. Just try.
Yeah, I mean, how many people
I was
have
her
been
for
called
Halloween
a wicked
many
witch
times.
or
I
whatever?
fucking love her. Yeah, she took her shoes and her dog, right?
Yeah. And your dog.
And your little dog too.
Mine is in order. My numbers, I probably only picked 3 and maybe an honorable mention. My number 3 is Joan Crawford in Mommy Dearest.
No wire hangers. Fuck. Didn't I just talk about a wire hanger?
I watched that movie not too long ago because it was on TV.
That's a good one. I forgot about her.
And caught that, and I forgot how I was like, man, I'm older now, and this shit still scaring me. Like, she's still scaring me. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's deep.
It's crazy with the face, whatever that wasn't Noxzema, but whatever that was.
Did you see my face? Oh, crazy.
That shit, I was like, that poor little girl, man. Oh my god. Go ahead, Audrey.
Sorry.
The next one is probably Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars franchise. Our guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I thought you would say somebody else before him because I know how you love your Star Wars, but.
And my last one will be the Star Wars Darth Vader.
That's what I thought you were gonna say first.
In the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my number 3.
How about Miss Hannigan in the movie Annie?
Yeah.
Remember how scantless she was? Drunk ass bitch. Drunk ass bitch.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Mommy Dearest, you got me with that
nothing like
one.
a mean drunk.
Mm-hmm. Or who was the mama in the Goonies, the crazy old lady?
Oh yeah.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah, from Joe Mama from the Train.
Yes, Fratelli, the Fratelli brothers, the Fratelli clan or whatever, right?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, fucking that bitch was nuts.
That bitch
trying to think.
That bitch was nuts.
There was another person, like I said, my honorable mention, that you just was like, oh my god, I hope he fucking dies.
Who was that?
I'm just saying, like you wanted him to die. You know, every time you see him, you're like, oh my god. But my ultimate like guy was honorable mention was Hans Gruber from Die Hard. Like you were,
yes, through the whole fucking movie, you wanted to kill him.
Yeah,
you know what else I thought? Oh, go ahead.
Gary, I was gonna say when he Bruce Willis takes the watch off and you saw him falling, that was like
right. Yeah,
that was. You just felt it. You were like, yes, finally.
Right. Yeah, there's some you know, back in the like late 80s, early 90s, you it was funny because you would see some of the bad guys like show up in other movies and shit.
Right.
And sometimes they would be the leader, or sometimes they would be like the henchman or whatever. But Gary Busey, man, was on Lethal Weapon. That he was amazing in that shit.
I'm trying to look it up. What was her name in Kill Bill? She disguised herself as the nurse. That one always got me too.
Really?
Ellie. Hang on.
I was gonna say Bill too. Kill Bill. Bill was
Ellie Driver.
It took 2 movies to kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she was in The Whistle.
Damn.
I was like, oh, this bitch is great. I'm fucking scared right now.
Yeah, whistling is creepy as fuck.
Right.
Whistling in any horror movie or something is just like.
Yeah. I saw somebody.
Watching.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I've been watching. I'll throw Chucky in there. I've been watching the old ones. I stopped watching it after part 3, so I watched Curse of Chucky.
I told you guys what my mother did to me about Chucky, right? I told you, right?
Tell us again.
Yeah. She used to. Okay, in Detroit we have basements, right? And they're like cinder block basements, cement. I would go down there to get laundry. She'd purposely send us down there after we watched the movie. Go get the laundry out the dryer, and then she'd fucking shut the door, cut out the light, and yell in this little ass creepy fucking voice, "Chucky's gonna get you." I piss myself. Right? I'm scared. I'm traumatized from this little fucking doll because my mom did that to us. She thought it was the funniest shit. We'd have sleepover. She'd fucking shut the bedroom door. Chucky's under the bed. I'm like, this fucking bitch.
Yeah. A lot of people, I remember people saying that.
Will you go join your show?
Yay! We got a caller on the show. How we doing? Hey, caller. My sister.
Hey, sis.
She hung up.
Just prank call us. Our
Which
first
sister
prank
was
call. Hell yeah.
Hey, Nati, you going to bed? She's going to bed. Nati, you going to bed, baby?
Mm-hmm.
I love you. You're on the show. Say goodnight.
Good night.
I love you.
Good night, Nancy. Good night, pretty girl.
Good night. Love you.
Bye.
So here's a famous scene from the movie.
Sounds like she passed out. I would punch him in the face right there and then let him go. That's a long ass fall, bro. What is that?
I like the police, the deputy chief. He goes, I hope that's not a hostage. So there is the list. Want to thank you guys for checking in on Spotlight Wednesday. Once again, thanks Marie for coming on the show, talking about some breast cancer awareness.
She's so informational.
So much.
Wednesday show. Don't forget Saturday we were talking about Devil's Night, now Angels Night in the city of Detroit, because it is Devil's Night on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So tune in there. Also, Alex's show on Sunday, all things wrestling. Tune in on to Alex's show. You got anything, Alex?
No, just just tune into the show Sunday. This Saturday first, Word on the Street show, as well as the Sunday show, 9 a.m. East Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time every Sunday, and just talking everything wrestling, latest news and stuff like that, good stuff. And you can just follow me at SportsMoth313 on Twitter and Instagram. And yes,
Sunday show. I got my Monday show. Woo, boy, there's been a lot of heat. But
yeah,
updating our calendar.
He in there just stirring the pot, ain't he, Alex?
Oh yeah.
Once again, thanks for Eddie for updating our calendar. Always working on all our show on the doing the back stuff on the back.
Eddie, the real MVP.
Yeah, so he's working. We got the calendar updated. We got Q coming up on the first Wednesday of the month.
Shit, that's about to be a funny ass show.
Got my boy, another podcaster Saturday show. We got famous actor. There it is.
Yeah,
Molina coming on the show. That's pretty exciting. He's been in Shameless Friday, a bunch of different.
He's on the 10th, right?
He is on the 10th. Alex's friend Christina, she's coming on the show. Talk about mental health.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
We got DJ Lido. He's a DJ promoter. Another buddy of Alex's. He's coming on the show on the 17th. There's Tori's topic. Should you tell your friend or his or significant other is making sexual advances towards you?
Did you just grab my ass?
Did you just grab my tit?
It's okay if you did. It's
okay, but don't put it in your mouth.
That was Baldwin too, wasn't
I'm
it?
gonna have to tell your wife.
Wasn't that the same Baldwin?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Night at Roxbury. You just great. Or no, I'm sorry. That was Sonny.
We just watched Night at the Roxbury.
Bronx Tale. I'm sorry.
So we got a
really?
activist
So
coming
funny.
on the show. Her name is Elena. She's a Detroit activist, civil rights activist, leader, professor. She wants to talk about the corruption in Detroit.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good one.
It was heated.
Oh, she coming with the TT, huh?
Yeah. So, and then
Okay.
I don't know. This was Alex's topic.
Sipping that tea.
What celebrity look-alike did you try to mimic or copy in the 80s and 90s? And so we got some good
Reach. No.
So make sure you go to Word on the Street Pod. You could check out our calendar. You could subscribe to the show. You can advertise. So if you want to advertise, all you do is click on this advertising button. They'll send me something. You can advertise it. If it fits your business, hey, reach out to me. We'll advertise you. Get a commercial made. We'll do whatever we need to do to get you advertising on the show. So once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you go to check out our video cast, subscribe on YouTube, all that. Make sure you're buying our all our gear. If you go to wordoutofthestreetmerch.com, you can get all that. You can follow me everywhere at Drake Swift on all platforms. Tori, you got anything?
No, I think you guys covered it all. So yeah, thanks to all our listeners and our viewers, and go to wordonthestreetpod.com and hit the like and subscribe, follow, hit the little notification so you don't miss any of our awesome shows. Ding, hit it. And you can follow me, Tori Rochelle, on Facebook, at All Beauty All Beast on Instagram, The Savage Kitty on Twitter, that's THEE Savage Kitty, and Tori Smooches on Snapchat.
Let me play this video.
Whoa.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys are always washing your hands, wearing a mask, and always washing your ass. I'm out. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.